Yeah, we're French. We usually start late, and tonight we're going to start on time. So this is good. So guys, yeah, thank you very much for coming this evening. It's so good to see everyone here, and a lot of familiar faces as well. So thanks for your repeat support and coming back here. It's nice to see you all. I don't know why I keep looking at this, because I've done it 8 times in the last 2 years, and I know it off by heart. So I'm sorry if you've come to the other demo days, because you can probably talk along with me while I say the same intro I've said every time. Okay. Anyways, but look, guys, I'm Ed, and myself with Jessica, Sandrine, Arthur, Phelim, Ben, Jamie, Roman, Evan, a big supporting permanent team now at Wagon. We make things happen here. And also big thanks to Google Campus, or Campus London, for having us again, because they support us a lot. And obviously, the main reason we're here and the focus of tonight is our amazing students, 29 very exhausted and well-rewarded, I think now, students who are about to demonstrate to you exactly what their hard work and has come to over the last 9 weeks. So a little bit about Wagon, or Wagon, if you want to say it phonetically. We're a coding bootcamp, right? We were founded in Paris in 2013. We're now present in 28 cities worldwide. So what we do, essentially, we don't only teach you the skills needed in web development, all right, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Ruby, Rails, and et cetera, and all of those. But we also give you the mindset to prototype and develop and build an MVP, your own products, okay, together in a team. And also give you that team experience to go on and work in jobs elsewhere, in different jobs within the tech industry. So to date, Wagon has about 3,000 alumni worldwide. We've got about 300 students coming through every quarter, and about 160 cohorts run in total in its lifetime, which is an absolutely incredible achievement. And we just continue to keep growing, and we all love to be part of it. So enough of that. Let's go over to why we're here. So 9 weeks ago, 29 aspiring developers and entrepreneurs have been learning to code, okay? Now, in the final 2 weeks of the 9-week bootcamp, they've got into teams of 3 or 4 and built their own tech products from scratch, which you're going to see tonight. Okay, now, for those of you who aren't developers in the room, you can't imagine how hard this is, okay? And are there any developers here? A lot! God, but I know you ones. I don't mean you ones, I mean other ones. Anyway, so you don't know how hard it is. It's an incredible achievement, okay? So in the last 10 days, they've thought of a product, they've planned it, they've designed it, and built it. And it's live. They're live, these products, for the world to see. So before I take up too much time, I'm going to move on. Now we're going to welcome our first team, all right? So please welcome B Sharia. The team is Hassan, Owen, and Will.
Right. Okay. Hi, guys. Good evening. So we are basically B Sharia. B Sharia is the first UK Sharia-compliant P2P investment platform. What does it mean to be Sharia-compliant? Sharia-compliance basically is finance that abides by the tenets of Islam. Why is this important? Because you have a significant Muslim population in the UK and further down the line in Europe as well. So let's say I'm a small business. Okay? As a small business, I could either be Muslim-owned or not Muslim-owned. It doesn't really matter. What I could do is I could apply for funding on this platform, and then B Sharia will basically evaluate whether my business activities and use of funds are in compliance with Sharia. And then investors will place bids in my campaign, and I would be able to get the funding I need for my small business to be able to grow. So it's as simple as that. We've got 2 user experiences. Ben is going to go through the first user experience as a borrower, and then I will be going through the user experience as an investor. Okay, thank you.
Hi, good evening. So I'm Ben, and I run a small manufacturing business right here in East London. Since the financial crisis in 2008, I've really been struggling to get any lending from UK banks. So it's really great that my friend Hassan over here pointed me in the direction of B Sharia. I mean, B Sharia is a platform for Sharia financing, but you don't need to be a Sharia, you don't need to be an Islamic borrower in order to use the platform. So I've signed up, I've created a campaign, and let's take a look at how I'm doing. Right, so brilliant. I can see already that I've got 50% of my campaign funding. I set a target of £30,000 2 days ago. I've got 29 days left on my campaign, and they're offering me an incredible rate of 1.84%. That's about half of what a UK bank would offer me. And in order to get that, all I had to do was fill out some general information, provide my borrowing requirements, and some key financials for my business for the last 12 months. And on the basis of that, you can see that I've been assessed as an incredibly low-risk proposition. That means I can access these fantastic rates, which I wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. So I'm really happy. I've got access to money that I wouldn't otherwise have through UK lending. So I'm going to log out now and go back to what's important, and that's running and growing my business.
Okay, hi again, guys. Right, so I'm an investor. I like to invest and diversify. So I like to look at many asset classes. Now, there's one asset class that offers diversification benefits. It's the Islamic asset class. So I've come across this great platform called BSharia. Now, BSharia allows me to invest in this great asset class that offers superb returns. So I signed up a couple of days ago, and now I want to sign in and see what my portfolio looks like. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to look at my portfolio in the summary sheet. Okay, that's great. So I've got £10,000 right now. I just received this big bonus. And you know what? I want to increase that account balance. So I'm going to transfer some funds into my account. So I'm going to transfer £15,000. It's a very simple process. All I need to do is enter my card details. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. Keep it between us, huh? Okay. Great. So now I want to go back to my portfolio. Great. The money's in my account, so I can start investing in these great small businesses. So I'm going to go to the Invest dashboard. Now, as I scroll down, I've got a whole list of industries I can invest in, different risk profiles, different company requirements, different return rates. You know what? I've just heard my good friend Ben. He's in manufacturing. I'd like to invest in manufacturing. So I'm going to look at what kind of manufacturing small businesses are available on the BSharia platform. Great. So there are 3 companies. Each one's got a different risk profile. After the '08 crisis, I like to be risk averse. So I'm going to go for the low risk one. So here's some additional information. So I'm going down. General information, borrowing requirements. I've crunched the key financials. I really like this business. I'd really like to invest in it. And it's only 50% funded. So you know what? I won't cover the remaining amount. It's a £30,000 target. I've just brought in £15,000 into my account. I'm going to invest it all in this great company. There you go. So I go back to my portfolio. My risk profile has changed. You could see that medium risk and low risk take the biggest chunk of my portfolio. My account balance is back to £10,000. My total investments are £140,000. I'm making expected returns of 5.26%, which beats the market right now in a low interest rate environment. So I'm a happy investor. So I can basically sign out right now. And that's the end of the user experience. So again, first of all, I'd like to thank my teammates, Will and Owen. And then I'd like to thank also Wagon for the great 9 weeks we just spent over here. And we're definitely looking to push this forward. So if anyone is interested to talk to us after the session, please come ahead. We're ready to discuss how we can go ahead and push this forward. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Amazing. That's a very good-looking app. You've done super well to get that up so quickly. Next up, we have More World, which is the team is Adrian, Cindy, and Niall. Please come up, guys.
There's so many people here. Right, good to go? Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for coming here in great numbers. What I'm going to talk about tonight is more.world. So what does more.world mean? More.world is like, I mean, I'm sure one of you've already taken like a stroll along London canals here and seen all those lovely, colourful and long boats that sort of keep cruising around and are sort of neatly lined up along the towpath. Well, guess what? I think nowadays, with increasing numbers sitting in the canal, it's becoming like a bigger problem in terms of space that people have got, just to moor there or park their boat in London. So this increasing demand has been like a big pain for the authorities running the canals here in London. So mooring.world, is just a way, and for the users to make sure that they can plan their boating experience a certain amount of time in advance and make sure that authorities can actually make sure that mooring space is used the most efficient way. So in this case, I'm a boat owner. I'm currently stationed in Hackney, so not far away from the Wagon in Shoreditch. I know that tomorrow I've got a booking that's in the system and it will expire. So at which point I have to move spots to a different location according to rules. Because as a reminder, when you're a boat owner, you need to move around in 14 days. Otherwise, you get fined and you're running into loads of troubles. So in that case, I know that tonight there'll be that huge party at the Wagon. I'm probably going to go home not very sober. So so I have to make sure that I don't want to be like dealing with this hassle tomorrow morning and just cruising around with this sort of massive hangover, and make sure that there's going to be no hassle for me. So I think the closest location that I can go to as a boat owner next to Hackney is probably going to be Angel. So Angel is quite a popular location for me. So I'm just going to look it up. So here we are. I've got like a few spots in Angel, so I'm just going to pick a random one just to make sure that it's secured for tomorrow morning. This one is great, thank you. So if I look at the available information on the website, there's key things I need to know as a boater. I need to know which amenities are in the area. So I know that when coming back tonight, I'll probably drink a lot of water to make sure that I stay hydrated and sort of digest the whole alcohol I'll be drinking. So I'll have to make sure that my water tank is filled up. So I'll take the opportunity to stay, to stop at the amenity point and make sure that my tank in the boat is completely filled up. And I can also see that there's rubbish points. I'll take the opportunity to empty the bins at the same time. So cool. So the only thing I need to do now is just make sure that I book my dates. So as I mentioned earlier, I can only stay for 14 days. So tomorrow is going to be the 9th of June. I can only stay until the 23rd. Perfect. So here we are. So now I've got my dashboard showing me like the key sort of bookings that I've got. So there's already Angel in there and Broadway Market, which is the one I booked like a couple weeks ago, and that's the one that will be expiring tomorrow. So at the same time, I'm thinking, on the 23rd, when an Angel booking expires, I want to make sure. Well, I know that I've got a very important appointment to attend, and I don't want to miss it. And I know by experience, when you have to move mooring spots, it can take up to a day to find like a location and find it conveniently. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to think ahead and say, well, my appointment is in West London, and I think the most popular area in London is going to be Paddington. So I'm going to look at the Paddington Arm. There we are. So we've got like a few spots there on the 23rd, very convenient for me. I'm just going to take that one. Yeah, I love that one. Perfect. And then, well, here we are. I think that's at that point I'll see that my boat, as you know, is a high maintenance device. So I'll probably stop by the amenity point, which has the whole range of it. So I'll take that opportunity whilst going to this location point. I'll make sure that my boat is properly serviced. So yeah, the only thing I need to do is again like popping the dates a couple of weeks. So it'll be 23rd of June until the 7th of July. And here we are, perfect. That's more.world, just making sure that your mooring experience and the way you travel to all the points in London are all like secured, and you don't have to think about where you're going to go. So that's it. I think I want to say thank you to Niall and Cindy, who've been great support, a great help to making sure that this product is alive today. And I also want to say thank you to all the TAs and the Wagon team that have shown unconditional support and dedication throughout our whole journey. So it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Well done. Another great app. Okay, so next up we have a team called, an app called, am I on? I'm on? Yeah, an app called Homeful. And the team is Heidi, Alex, Tim, and Melvin. But something's going wrong.
Hi guys, so my name's Alex. I'm working at this restaurant around the corner, and there's always this homeless guy who's hanging around. We tend to give him food whenever we can, but I always feel kind of bad. I never seem to have any cash on me. So he told me he was on this website called Homeful, and he said he needed a train ticket to get where he's going. So when I went home, I checked out how it worked, and on this website, I realized that I could either donate to an item, and once it gets funded, a volunteer either delivers it to them or it gets delivered to the nearest homeless shelter. So I'm just going to check it out and see if I can find him on there. And already I've seen that there's so many homeless around my area. So I'm going to check him out. His name's Christopher, and I'm working around Hoxton. I'm just going to see if I can find him on there. That's perfect. That looks like him. Oh, and I can see that he already has a bio on there. It must have been set up by the volunteer. That's pretty cool. And, oh, wow, he used to be a promising football player. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about him. So, obviously, next time I see him, I'm going to talk to him about that. Obviously, the World Cup's coming up, so I'll see how he feels about it. And I'm just going to see what kind of items he needs. Yeah, so there's his train ticket that I mentioned. I've got an extra bit of tips over this month, so I'm going to donate £5. Perfect. And I'm just going to pay. I got a super secret card. I stole it from Hassan earlier. Don't tell him. Yeah, and just click and pay. Perfect. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I can see that I can leave a message. Obviously, his volunteer might get it and talk to him about it. So just going to say he's a great guy. Hope he helps. Yeah, hope this helps. Perfect. And just click confirm. Cool. So I can see that it's donated. Just going to scroll down a little bit and see. Yeah, perfect. That's come through. Oh, and wow. He's living around there. I didn't even know that. So obviously, sometimes when I'm not seeing him, he must be near Brick Lane Market. That's pretty cool. I go there sometimes, but not all the time. So I've done my good deed for the day, so I'm just going to log out.
Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Heidi, and I am a volunteer for Homeful. So I am also a receptionist at a backpackers hostel, and one of the problems I come across is that sometimes homeless people want to check in with us, which I'm not allowed to do. So I decided that maybe through Homeful I could help them in a different way. So I already have a profile. As you can see, at the moment I'm volunteering for 2 people in need already, and today I'm going to add a 3rd one. His name is Jim, and I asked him if it was okay for me to make this profile, and he said yes, and he also let me take a picture of him. So yeah, he's a good guy. He's just sort of in a rough situation. It's good. So the photo I took is that one. Great. His gender's male. And he is usually around Edgware Road. Okay, great. So his profile's all ready. Jim told me he is in need of a sleeping bag because the nights in London are quite cold. So let's add one for him. Not sure what category that would be. I guess living. So checked Amazon. A decent sleeping bag is about £35. There we go. It's on there. Perfect. So hopefully someone will donate towards that so I can buy the sleeping bag and bring it to Jim. And that's it. That's our product. Thank you all so much for listening. Thanks to my team, Alex, Melvin, Tim, for your dedication. And thank you, Wagon, for this great experience that you offered us. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Great job. Really, really good job. So next up, we have an app called Made. The team is Sam, Sarah, Natalia, and Nabil. Over to you guys.
Okay, so I've just finished work. It's 7 o'clock. I'm tired, and I just want to go home, but I want to pick up a meal on the way home. What I really want is a homemade meal similar to what my mum actually makes me, but it's kind of not possible to pick that up in London. So my friend told me about this great app, Made, where you can actually buy homemade meals from other people for a portion of the price. So we're just going to go down on the website. Just go down the website. So we've got this guy, Carlos, here, looking really happy. Vegan salad, £2, really cheap. Red curry, homemade pizza, that looks good to me. So I just want to see what's cooking. There's burgers, there's chicken, nachos, great. So I'm keen on this. So I'm just going to go up. I've already got an account, so I'm going to sign in. Perfect. Already logged in. And I actually live in Dalston, so I'm going to see what's around my area. Great. So most of the results are here as well, so it's perfect. My friend actually told me as well that there's loads of cuisines and there's different people making different meals, so I'm just going to go for an Irish meal. And I'm a vegetarian as well, so I just want to see what's actually available to me in Dalston. Great, so there's like potatoes and Guinness cake, perfect. And I just want to look at the map to see if it's near my house because I don't want to go too far. Cool, it's right next to my house. So I'm just gonna go on the potatoes because super hungry. £3 looks really good. This guy seems like a stand-up guy, so I'm happy to buy food from him. Nice, and I'll just scroll down a little bit more. I just want to see if it's in the right place. Cool. Nice. All right, so I just want to add one to the quantity, add to the basket. Oh, and I'm actually I'm allergic to nuts, so I forgot. Go back to the page. And I saw there was messaging system on there, so I'm just going to ask Phelim if there's any nuts in there. Hey Phelim, is there any nuts in your potatoes? Nice. Okay, and so whilst we wait for that message to come through, I'm just going to go back to my basket. I saw Phelim had a Guinness cake as well, so just go back to the potatoes. Nice, there's a chocolate Guinness cake for £3.50, nice and cheap. So I'm going to add that to the basket as well. Okay, cool. So by now, the message should have come through. So if I just go back to the dashboard and go to my messages, and Phelim. Hi Sam, no nuts, don't worry. Sweet. So I'm going to go back to my basket. Oh yeah, and say thanks first. And go back to my basket, and I'm going to pay. So really secure number that we're going to use again. And you wouldn't be able to get like that amount of food for that price in London, so it's really cheap. So I've done my confirmation. So fast forward to eating the food and everything. Phelim, thank you so much. The chocolate cake was delicious. So I'm just going to go back to the dashboard and give him a review because I really want him to keep making this food for me. And I'm going to add a review. And my rating's going to be 5. I'm going to say, great cake, keep up the good work. And I think I've got some stars, some love hearts for him. So perfect. So thank you so much for listening. I just want to thank the team, Sarah, Nabil, and Natalia as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks very much. For anyone who wasn't in on the joke, there's Philiman. He's one of our lead teachers. Right, next team is UFO Fashion, and it's Arthur, Gonzalo, Henry, and Chris. Over to you guys.
How do I log in? Log in. Chloe? Yeah. Hey. Awesome. Hi everyone, my name is Chloe, and in 2 weeks one of my best friends is getting married, so for this event I want to have a very nice dress. However, I don't want to buy it because every time I buy some clothes I only use it once and then I just forget it in my wardrobe, so I'm looking for other options, and one of my good friends told me about a super sleek website called UFO Fashion, which basically enables me to rent dresses from fashion enthusiasts. So this includes influencers, and anybody who works in fashion and anybody who has taste in fashion and who are happy to rent their clothes. So I'm going to go on this super sleek website, ufofashion.co. And so I can see on the website there's a search bar at the top where I can look for some dresses or any items. I can see just in items, which are basically the ones that I guess were just released. Below I can see there are some more items, which are the ones that have the more reviews, most popular, more reviews, or most rated. I can see below that there are influencers, which are the one I guess who rent a lot of items or who have really good taste and just recommend people to rent some items. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on the search bar and went for a dress. So my wedding is in London, so I'm going to go for a dress in London, and I'm going to see if there are any available on the platform. Okay, cool. So I can see a couple of dresses in London. Some of them are around me, some of them are far from me. What I'm going to do actually is look for the dress I want. So my size is M, so I'm going to look for an M size dress. I want to have a renting price between 21 and 100 pounds and a purchase price between 100 and 1,000 pounds. Also, I want a black dress because I like this color and it suits me well. So I'm going to look for this and see what kind of results do I have. Okay, cool. So I have different results. I actually quite like the one on the top left. It looks nice, so I'm going to click on it and see if it has any reviews, good reviews. I can see that there's only 2 reviews, so it's good, but it's not enough. I want to know more, so I'm going to look about his owner. So I click on the owner profile and see who is this owner. Okay, cool. So I can see that the owner is a woman who works in fashion. She has a really good rating. She has like 6 listings, so it's quite decent amount of listing for someone who uses platform. Some of them are quite popular. They have good ratings. And okay, so I'm quite convinced, and I'm going to rent this dress. So I'm going to go back to this page and put some dates, which corresponds to the dates of my wedding. So it's basically 6 to 7 of June, and request the booking. All right, cool. So now I can see I can ask the owner if he's available for basically renting this dress on the specific dates and where can we meet to do the exchange. So I'm going to send a message and see whether he accepts or not. So for the moment, the status is pending, which is normal. I just place the request, and I'm going to wait for the owner to reply. Can take 1 or 2 days, so bear with me. All right, cool. Wow, so I can see a notification in my messages, so I'm going to click here. Cool. In my discussions, I can see that he responded to me, and actually he also accepted my my booking. So he agreed. He agreed to meet tomorrow at Google Campus at 2 p.m. so that we can meet and do the exchange. So I'm very happy with this. Let's go for this. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go back on my landing page. 2 weeks pass. I got to the wedding. Amazing wedding. People really like my dress. They told me it was really nice and super, super looking dress on me. So actually, I'm going to buy it. So I'm going to go back on my dress page and I'm going to purchase it. So I know the owner. He was super friendly, so I kind of trust him. So I'm gonna buy it. I'm going buying. I want the shipping options. I don't want to go and meet him anymore. And I want to have dry cleaning options too. So I'm going to purchase it. Nice. I have my buying summary page. I agree with everything. So I know the size, the color, the owner. I'm going to buy it now. So I'm going to use the same card again, guys. You know, we share. Sharing economy. And I'm going to buy it in 1 second. All right. Cool. So the order is passed. I have my dress, and I'm super happy. Actually, I really like the experience of going on this website, and I might also rent my own items because I think people use this kind of website. We can share some dresses I have in my wardrobe, which I don't really use. So I'm gonna go in my listing, and I'm gonna list an items. So actually, I already have one. It's a red dress. I really like it, and I can basically manage it from this platform, and people often rent it. So this is it for the website exploration. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for being here. I think we want to thank everybody from Le Wagon. Super great team, and we had an amazing time. I want to thank Edouard, just here, super cool man, very funny, and all the team, Gonzalo, Diaz, Henri Parry, and Chris Moran, who are just here. And I mean, that's it for this presentation. But going forward, we're gonna probably continue with this project. We're gonna release in 1 month, and we are looking for investment. We have already secured investment. Gonzalo is going tomorrow in Hamburg to meet some investors actually. So anybody who's willing to join the story, help us, or whatever idea you can have, just come and talk to us. We're very open and friendly, and we'll be pleased to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Amazing, guys. Thank you very, very much. Great progress as well with going to Hamburg tomorrow. It's very impressive. Okay, next up we have a team called Link, an app called Link, sorry. And the team is Asia and Morgan. Whoa.
Hi. Is this working? I think it is.
Small talk? No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to bear with me, because it's gonna be confusing. But, hi, so my name is Pipa, and I work for an apprenticeship agency, which means that we take on apprentices in the construction industry in London for the duration of their apprenticeship, which is typically 2 years. What that means is that while we don't have construction work per se, we team up with construction companies to place our apprentices with them for short-term contracts. So our apprentices have the experience of a continuous employment for the 2 years of their apprenticeship, but they get to work with a lot of different companies, and they get to have different types of work experiences. So that flexible kind of work means that we have to rely on a timesheet system from our apprentices. And I'm pretty sure some of you have already filled up timesheets before, and you know they're terribly dull, and they can be super confusing because some of them have options everywhere. And for our 16-year-old construction apprentices, it just doesn't work. We end up with so many mistakes that cost us time because we have to fix them, and money because we pay them the wrong amount, and then we invoice the wrong amount to our host contractors. So it's just not working. So luckily enough, we've heard of Link, which is going to help us with that, hopefully. So I already have an account on this, and I'm going to sign up. Okay, what can I see? First page. I can see things that I apparently need to pay attention to. I can see some orange and green colors there. So on the left-hand side, what I can see are timesheets that are pending or rejected. So I need to pay attention to that. I can see whose timesheet it is, and I can see when it's from. So that's useful to know and to keep track of. And on the right-hand side here, we have placements. So some that are ending soon, some are starting soon. So that's really handy to keep in mind, actually. And I can see that Lily over here has a placement ending soon. So I'm going to create a placement for her. And I'm going to create it beginning of July. E28DY. Okay, about £8 an hour. And let's say the 2nd of July. Until the end of July. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you. Let's create the placement and see what we have. Lovely. I can see where she's going to work. There's a handy map. There's some handy information about her trade, where the site is, when it starts, how much she earns per hour, who's her contact on site, and how far away she lives from that. So that's pretty handful to know. Let's look at view timesheets there. At the bottom, yep. Oh, look at that. It's really handy to have all those timesheets automatically generated from the moment I created the placements. So no timesheets can be missed now. That's pretty useful. Okay, well, it looks like I'm done here, so I'm going to log out. And now the apprentice. Hi, I'm Lily. I'm an apprentice in bricklaying, and I currently work in London, and I have a placement that's ending today, but I do need to fill in my timesheet, and it's terribly boring, and I don't have time for that, and it's really busy on site, but I have to do it because I need the money. So I hope that this new system that my employer found is going to help me not spend too much time on this. So let's log in. Cool, lovely. Okay, I can see that all of my timesheets have been submitted, so there's nothing for me to do.
Can we go make another one that starts now?
No, I think no. Okay. I think we're fine. There's so okay. That's handful to know. There's nothing for me to do and nothing for you to see, which is quite nice. I told you it was going to be boring. So I can see some current placement information over there, which is quite handy. I see who I need to call when I'm on site, and I can see my placement news. So I have my placement finishing now and my placement that's starting soon. So that's really handful to know, and some other information about the hours I've worked and the money that I've earned. And now I can just enjoy my weekend. So I'm going to log out. The host contractor. Hi, my name is Roger. And I am a bricklayer on a construction site in London, and I have an apprentice, Lily, who I have to approve her timesheets for because she works for an external company, and I always forget to do that, and she's really bad at filling in timesheets because she makes mistakes all the time anyway. But so I hope that this new site that they have is not going to take too much of my time, so I'm going to log in. And look at that. No timesheets have been... I don't need to do anything because she already has handed in all of her timesheet and I've approved everything, so that's great. And now I can log out and go die in a corner somewhere. Yes, let's look at historical timesheets. Okay, so I can see that I've already accepted Lily's timesheet. That's great. And I can see a breakdown of the hours per day. And I can see that she had college for 7 hours. I can see the summary over there, total hours that she's worked and the total earnings for her. And I can keep track of that and all of the apprentices I've worked for. And now I'm going to log out. For real. Okay, my name is Morgan. No, my actual name is Morgan. And, and yeah, I'm sorry you didn't see the timesheet there. But yeah, I would still like to thank Asia for her support, and because she was my teammate for the past 2 weeks. And obviously I would like to thank the Wagon team for their patience and their support and their good cheer. So yay.
Well done. But we saw it, right? We saw the first time sheets, right? We know what's going on. No, it's good. It was a very good build, and obviously it's a real problem that Morgan has faced her whole life in working construction. Not her whole life, but the years she's worked in construction. So awesome. So next up we have Crypto Hype Meter. The team is Sudden, Alex, Seb, and Eric. Over to you.
Evening all. Wow, what a room. I hope you've enjoyed the presentations. So we live in a very, very polarized world today, don't we? It's very divided. So Brexit, in or out? Global leaders, Donald Trump or Kim Jong-un? It's hard, right? Football, City or United? Well, I think it's easy, but. Coding boot camps, Wagon or? No, I've got nothing. Anybody? No, sorry, that's a bad example. That's just Wagon. Crypto. So crypto, are you a gambling fool wittering away your savings, or are you a visionary genius investing in the next great thing? So before we answer that question, we have to understand a little bit about what gambling is, what drives supply and demand. So obviously all prices are driven by supply and demand, and that is incredibly random. It's the next purchase or sale by an individual. So you can't possibly measure that. So clearly anybody dealing in markets must be gambling. But what is gambling? So gambling is a circumstance where your expected return is negative. You're expected to lose money. So let's give you an example. If you go to a casino in roulette, your odds of making money are 48%. That means for every $100 you gamble, you're going to come back with $96, right? So if you make money in a casino, they give you more stuff because they want you to stay and keep gambling and let statistics do what it does best, which is just make you poorer. So then how do you invest, right? So you must have tools, right? So Warren Buffett famously uses fundamental investing, right? So he has his approach that consistently returns him positive income. And in trading, you have other tools. You might have heard of technical charts, price charts, and sentiment gauges. And in crypto in particular, you could argue that sentiment gauges are even more useful because it's, by definition, it's a decentralized democratic asset class. That's the whole point of it. And it's an asset class that's in the ascent. So what does that mean? It's not established, and the traction is part of the point. That's why people are jumping on the bandwagon. And so as a crypto investor, I'm frustrated by the lack of tools to help me gauge this space. Until somebody pointed me towards, oh, look, the crypto hype meter. And if it does what it says in the tin, hopefully it measures hype. I scroll down and I have a look at what it does, and I can see that if you can search for your coin of your choice, you can analyze the hype, and you can also save down the coins that you want to follow on your dashboard and have a look at how they're performing. So if we go back up, let's see if we can find, oh, Bitcoin, I've heard of that. That's a reasonably famous one. And I'm going to click on that and have a look at some of the hype. And oh, yep, I get some summary information about the amount of mentions. And if I go and click further, I find, some information about it. Turns out the Business Insider has been covering it quite well this month. And if you go down the hype meter, and so if we click on the question mark of the hype meter, we see how this works. It's essentially an index that measures a number of mentions in the media sources and weights them by how close that media source is to the crypto space. So by example, the Coin Telegraph or the Coin News is fairly close to it. They cover it well. By contrast, if it appears in the Sun or the Daily Mail, run for the hills. Because obviously we give them a much higher weighting, that means the index goes up, the hype is up. And so if you just stay on that, we can see also there's two other measures we've got on there called standard deviation. You might remember this from financial markets. Essentially what it does is it takes the average of the index, and two standard deviations, if you think back to statistics, tells you what's within 90% of those numbers. So the upper boundary of two standard deviations and the lower boundary covers 90% of the historical instances. That means that if it's outside of those standard deviations, it is in the extreme, either very hyped or very unhyped. And so come back to our example, if it's in the Daily Mail and in the Sun, those numbers go up, and in theory that's not a good thing for you investing. It means that every Tom, Dick, and Harry has bought Bitcoin and you should not be in it. So if we then go down to have a look at you can see this in the graph, and there's the graph. You can see the two standard deviation lines, and you can see how the hype index looks. And if we Go back, we can also find other coins, hopefully, that we can want to follow, because we know there's more than just Bitcoin. And we can see up there, we can see Ethereum. So I'm going to like my Ethereum, go and look at it on my dashboard. As a user, I can follow certain coins. Oh, there we are. And there's the Ethereum. And if I click on it, I can see the same statistics. And that in sum is a cryptometer. So I can see what you're all thinking here. Former bankers going into a slightly volatile asset class, using tools that didn't work out the last time. What could possibly go wrong? But on a more serious note, I also want to say a little bit about Wagon. I come from a trading background. I spent 13 years in banking, and I run my own business for 9 years. I've taught traders, and I think what I've seen here at Wagon is astonishing. You can see it's a syllabus that's been put together by people who know their subject matter intimately, and they're delivering it over a platform where I think I didn't have to wait more than 5 minutes for somebody to come and help me with my coding, and I needed a lot of help. So, and they're leveraging. I think it would be fair to say this is actually going to be a case study in how to deliver services using technology, something that's not done. And I know you shouldn't make predictions. They say there are only two types of predictions: ones that are wrong and ones that are lucky. But I suspect this is a good prediction, because it's a simply amazing platform for learning. And in 9 weeks, I'm impressed by how much I've learned. So I just want to also get my teammates, Eric Shmagarian, to stand up, and Luxic, Sebastian Luxic, and these guys. I want to say a big thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Check is in the post. Good man. So, that was a great app, guys. So next up, this is our first ever hardware/software product that we've had demoed at Wagon. All right? This poor chap, Gio, he's been working on it since, or building this thing with his team since yesterday morning, and he didn't leave the office. So poor guy, he might collapse. Let's try and get him in his last 5 minutes and keep him going. You can do it. All right? His team is called Thor. Go for it.
So, yeah, as Ed has introduced, you probably find this an unusual pitch for a coding bootcamp, but let's see if you find it interesting, the market as I think it is. So, my name is Gio. I have a question for you guys. How many of you have found yourself low on battery, dead battery when you're out and about, and there's no easy way of charging it? Please raise your hands. Please raise your hands. Yeah, I'm one of you guys, and up to now, I didn't find a really easy way that could solve this problem when I wanted it, where I wanted it. So I've been told by a friend that these amazing guys are trying to solve that for us, but I don't know if they can do it. That's kind of a hard problem to solve. So let's check it out together and see how they plan on doing that. So I'm exploring this website, which looks very slick. There's an how it works section, and there's too much text. I don't want to read that. I'll probably find my way around the website. Oh, but there's a brilliant curly on explaining me the situation. So it looks like they have dispensers around London that can distribute something that can help me charge their phones. Oh, these are power banks. So I can actually have access to energy when I need it. So if I scroll a bit further, I can see this is actually a kind of acceptable price. I can have a charge for £3 where I need it, when I need it, and unless I return it after 23 hours, it will stay that cheap. The only thing I need is a card, and I have that always on me. There's a sign-up form, but I still don't trust them because I don't know if they're going to be able to help me. So let's see what happens. So they are asking me for a location. Okay, let's use my current location. Oh, wow, there seems to be a machine exactly where I'm standing. That's kind of a very lucky coincidence. So I open it up, and it says, brilliant, Google Campus, that's where we are. So let's see, I want to navigate there. So how should I get it? I think I've been eating a lot of ice cream in this night, so probably let's walk there. But yeah, I also, after, need to go back to the Wagon to work, otherwise Ed is going to be mad at me. So I'm actually going to search for the Wagon London. Oh, wow, it's actually telling me how I should reach that. That's actually brilliant. I'll probably start walking towards there, but soon be walk, I actually encounter a physical machine. And I apologize for the people in the back who don't really see this well, but I promise there's a machine that's actually doing a very weird noise now. And it's supposedly going to help us solve this problem. So I'll tap Start a Rental. I'll pass my card. Oh, wow, it's a very kind machine as well. They did a good job. I'm waiting for my confirmation. Oh, wow, this is extremely a kind machine, and I can see that my 20 pence has been subtracted from my account, so I can actually withdraw my battery now. I can potentially charge my phone, which is what I needed. And yeah, it's charging. It's beautiful. So I'll walk towards the Wagon, which happens to be right here next to this bag. I'll be back, and I'll find incredibly another machine waiting for me exactly where I needed to be. So I'll take back my card. I'll end the rental. I'll tap my card again. He's going to check whether I had too many beers last night and I have the money to actually pay for my rental. Did I get authorized? Sorry, they clearly have to do a better job of building these things. Oh shit, okay. It's there, it's there. It's staying there. Okay, so I actually have delivered my charge to my phone. I now can actually go back and take sick pictures of my friends that are pitching a Google campus, and I'm finally happy again having my device at hand with all the functionalities that it has. Okay, so this is mostly the product. I want to waste another minute of your time, hoping that has been interesting for you to actually take the time. Firstly, to thank you for coming here, because this is an amazing crowd, really. I didn't expect all these people. And also to actually thank brilliant team that has been supporting me. Firstly, withstanding all my quirks, and I swear I'm a very quirky guy. But mostly, they have been working day and night with me, trying to build not only an amazing website, but also a physical product that you can see and touch and do what you wanted to do. So I'm sorry, we are a lot of us. There's me and my twin, which is not actually my twin, even though he looks like me. He's my co-founder. We have another twin, which is actually the CTO we're looking to hire, which hopefully will be like us. And there is a bunch of other crazy people all around the world. Our designer from Panama, which is not here, another engineer who's been working on hardware and software implementation in Italy, another guy who actually built the machine. Probably we need to tell him to do a better job or get more money, but we're getting there. And then there is Alessandro, which is here, there in the back, and he's been curating the implementation of the software on this thing, which I promise to you, it's a mess inside. It's very, very complicated. And then, most importantly, the two guys who have been working with me, as crazy as they are. Please stand up. Please stand up. I want to see you. Stand up. So yeah, guys, this is the experience has come to an end. I want to thank Wagon as third. Sorry, but the other were more important for fueling us every night with free beers, which has been a very, very good experience, and also for making us capable of building this from zero, scratch. They're absolutely great. Attend if you have the chance. And finally, as you can see, we finally have a proof that we can do what we want to do, and we'll be starting to fundraise soon, hopefully around mid-July. And if anyone is interested in having a chat, even in regards to us needing our CTO, then please come speak with us. I promise we're good and nice and friendly, even though Masaki sometimes can bite, but don't be afraid.
Well done. Well done, guys. It worked.
It worked.
So many times it didn't work before. No, that's very, very impressive. We actually got in the office this morning at about 7:30 and saw these 4 guys sitting around a table, and I thought, wow, he's in early, because he usually comes in around 11. But they hadn't left. So well done, and it's all paid off. But But it's come to an end now. We've seen our 8 teams, our 8 apps. Amazing apps, guys. Seriously, well done. Yeah, stop laughing, Morgan. Come on, you can demo the timesheets another time. No, it was very, very impressive, guys. And this 9 weeks has been long. You've deserved all the successes, especially today. You've worked so hard. Really, really hard. I always say, I've been saying it all the batch. Oh yeah, you guys have been doing the longest hours than ever any other batch. But I actually think you have. So you can give yourselves a big pat on the back and be very proud. You're going to go and get really cool jobs. I know some of you have already started. You're going to start cool businesses. A lot of you are looking at investments already. It's very impressive what you're doing. So I hope you get to take all these skills forward with you for the rest of your lives. And also stay part of the community. We're big. We've got 3,000 alumni worldwide. Lots of chats on the Slack channel. All the support in different cities. Use it, Come back to the office. Come to the events. Stay in touch, please, because we make new friends every quarter and we love it. So for us as staff, it's a huge satisfaction to see you come through this. All right? Well done, guys. Well done. Just a few little things. Just want to say a big thank you to Jessica for doing all our marketing and getting you guys in this room, and she's the reason why you're here, and all of our other events. Thank you. And Sandrine, who did all the other marketing before and helped Jessica all the way through, and teaching and everything. We can clap maybe at the end. No, I'm joking. And and of course Arthur, who's been our lead teacher and led the whole teaching team and the whole teaching squad. You're a great, great, great man. Thank you very much. I didn't bring you an Asahi. And it's also a great pleasure to welcome properly now Phelim, who wasn't here for last demo day, and Ben and Jamie, who have joined our London team recently. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. And Roman and Evan for your dedicated support all the way through. Sam and Lenny, you've got to mention. Yeah, single mention. And of course, all of our TAs, Alex, Ben, Celia, Dave, Ed, Jeff, Greg, Guy, Jess, Lenny, Roman, Sam, Sarah, and TG. And of course, our cleaner, Jose.